Hello, students. So this is the student research paper model or example that I'm looking at. It's long, which is excellent because there's a lot of things that we can look at and I can give feedback on. And for the student, she doesn't need to write more ideas. She has a lot of ideas, but now she needs to take the best of her draft and make it more concise. So let's continue from where the video one ended. So we're video two, and I should be able to finish this. So like I said, this is a research paper. So every time you give, especially near the beginning, every time you have a paragraph or you're making a point, you should try to support it. So this is a paragraph that doesn't have a quote to support. It's not always completely important, but you should try because it's a research paper. So here, she's talking about many students like me struggle with this problem, so breaks are a problem. So you can take your time and read this, look at this paper for the transitions and the sections are clear and well organized. So many students like me struggle with this problem. There's not long enough breaks. I believe this is due to the traditional system that the SEC administration has systematically followed for generations. So here she's switching from talking about Sac City to a different topic of blind spot. So she needs to talk about what Banaji and Greenwald are talking about in the chapter generally first. So this is a quote sandwich that needs to have that introduction part because she's jumping to a quote and it doesn't quite work because as a reader, I think, wait, who is this? I know you know that I know, but you still have to have that quote when you make a shift like that. So this is a very well argued paragraph. So here, so we mentioned before, she had Azamat et al. So she had a long series of authors. If there's more than two, you can say et al. So here, these problems are noticeable for the administration at Sac City, but they are real barriers at Sac City. Azamat et al. Are talking about the similar things, so she doesn't need a quote introduction here. This is already her quote introduction, but she needs a little transition like as Azamat states. But she's already said this. We already have the title in the synthesis, so we can delete it here. Yes, and so instead of having this long list of names, we can have this Azamat et al. So these are smaller MLA format guidelines here. Here she has a source, this girl named Laura. I don't know who Laura is. She doesn't really explain who she is. Try not to use examples if it's not personal examples if they're not you, because it sounds like a story. I know this is truthful. Laura could be a great student, very reliable, but try to stick to your own personal examples or examples from the readings that you did. Yes, so here, same thing. We have a nice quote introduction. It's not talking about the reading, but it's talking about what the student author is talking about. And then this reading is talking about the same thing. So she doesn't need to have another quote. But what we can do, as you guys already know, is we can take this out, right? We can take the title out because it's already in the synthesis. We've already seen it before. But this one is long. So we could make it a block quote. Oh no, I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish. But there's two examples of a block quote. So a block quote should be single spaced. Come on, should be single spaced. And it should all be indented. Can I do this? Yeah. There. So this should be a block quote like that. When you have a long quote, you don't need quotation marks. You don't need an indent, but you do need page numbers. So remember that page number, let's say 45. So my time is up. You can see other comments. There's not enough for another video. I hope this was helpful.